Greg, you said Brown's jokes weren't racially insensitive, and which I agree with. Brown himself says, quote, I actually share Obama's same background. My mother's white, my father's black, and I would never do anything to offend the president on that level, let alone disrespect myself.
Yeah, I think that if it were a hipper comedian, who had done that, everybody would be laughing. But he's it was a Republican appearance, and he's not well known, and there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. That was my analysis.
No, that was.
I think you needed more of it.
Trenchant, I think.
Do you want me to keep going? Because I will.
Could you please?
Yes, actually.
No, I need to move along. Greg along, Jon Stewart. Greg, you poo-pooed Stewart saying that his job, being a comedian, putting news through a comedic process, is harder than Chris Wallace's. Clearly, you have no idea what it's like to do the kind of job Jon Stewart or I do. I will tell you, it's a lot harder than what you and Chris Wallace do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
All right.
I don't know.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
The rest of this segment was about Chris's jacket, I believe.
Yes, it was. Yeah. You have to admit.
Oh, it's a nice jacket.
Yeah,
it's a fine jacket.
Yeah.
No. Chris, you said you would like to see Stewart do his Herman Cain impression in front of Herman Cain. Don't you think Cain would get a kick out of it?
Actually, no, I don't.
Really?
No, I don't think you'd enjoy it.
Why not?
That's just my guess. Well, because I think he's being insulting. He's being intentionally insulting. I don't think that he would care that it was, that he's trying to do a black voice.
Right.
I think it would be, the fact that he was insulting him.
Okay.
Fair point.
All right. I do agree with you, Chris, that if a conservative comedian had done a voice like that, he would have gotten crap for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Michelle Bachman gets glittered. Imogen, you said where you were brought up, Mars? Is that?
Yeah.
Intolerance equals ignorance. And I agree. It is a shame that President Obama opposes gay marriage.
Yes, he does, but apparently he's changing his mind.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's taking his time about it, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's apparently moving forward on that one.
No, by the time he's out of office, I'm sure he'll have changed his mind completely. Chris, you said you know how we can fix this, the glittering thing. GOP candidates need better security. Rachel Lang, the glitterer, says that since her mission is to bring awareness to politicians who don't support same-sex marriage, if President Obama had been there, she would have glittered him too. And I, for one, would like to strongly encourage Ms. Lang to try to glitter President Obama, because I think that will be some hysterical video.
That will be awesome.
Yeah.
I am definitely for that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yep. And I'm done.
Yeah. You certainly are.
Yeah.
All right, should she hire a butler for her stiff upper lip? Imogen Lloyd Webber discusses her new book, God, I Really Am British. Well, sorry, dear. It's a dating site for beautiful people who dump the ugly people. That's the story, basically. Don't go to bed. And so they purged a couple of words. Yes, on Sunday, NBC, a network, opened coverage of the U.S. Open, a lacrosse tournament, with a montage that included children reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. But a certain phrase was missing.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
Order!
With liberty and justice for all.
That missing phrase? Bill Schultz sucks, of course. Actually, it was under God. And then they did it again. Well, within a few hours, an NBC Sports announcer read an apology on air.
It was our intent to begin the coverage of this U.S. Open Championship with a feature that captured the patriotism of our national championship being held in our nation's capital for the third time. Regrettably, a portion of the Pledge of Allegiance that was in that feature was edited out. It was not done to upset anyone, and we'd like to apologize to those of you who were offended by it.
Anyway, forgotten in the controversy, who won the tournament? I don't think anybody knows.
It's Patriots.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. But we do have some highlights from the actual U.S. Open.
I see the glory of the sun breaking through.
I like the lyric.
I know.
I do see the glory of the sun breaking through.
From the
and the shape of that tiny horse.
That is from the point of view of a tiny horse.
Yeah,
Really?
or a giant ball.
They are so happy, and golf truly is an amazing game. If only we had a lightning round segment in which to discuss this story. Oh, we do?
Lightning round. lightning round.
Yes, it is. Hey, Dan, why do you think they did this? I mean,
I don't know why they did it, but I think that was the most boring apology I've ever heard in my life. Walking up to the 16th fairway, we just want to apologize for pissing off a lot of Americans. And now here's the approach shot.
Yes.
That was horrible.
It was horrible. There was no emotion involved. Imogen, you're not from this country, so you probably don't care. You're godless. Why do you think this happened? I like that look on your face.
They messed up big time. They apologised. Let it not detract from Rory, the lovely Northern Irish boy, who aged 22 won. Yeah. And we can all now feel inadequate the fact that he was so young and we're so old and we haven't done anything really with our lives.
Well, that was depressing.
You're bringing us all down now,
Sorry.
Blondie.
Chris, wasn't this had to be done to appease someone, not to hurt their feelings, right? I mean,
they didn't apologize though. They didn't apologize. It was the classic non-apology.
Yeah.
Like they didn't say we're sorry we did it. They said we're sorry if anyone was offended.
Yeah.
We're sorry at those who were offended. You silly Christians who were offended that we took under God out from the pledge. We're very sorry you were offended.
Yeah.
No apology for actually doing it.
But also the apology isn't accompanied by an explanation of what happened. It's like, we took it out because we didn't want to offend atheists. Like there's no I can't imagine why anybody would do it.
But can I ask a really stupid question? And this is because I'm from abroad and I actually don't know. It only went in that phrase in 1954. Why wasn't it there before?
Actually, it was added in 1948.
Oh, was it 1948? I thought it was 1954. Sorry.
Get your facts straight.
Sorry.
I think it was 1954.
I thought it was 1954. Yeah. That was in my notes.
No, I have 1948.
I do not know.
But it is a good point.
Why was it added? I don't understand. Why
that is a good point.
Why is it a good point?
Because it should have. It's absolutely stupid for NBC to have done that.
Yes,
but why did they add it to begin with? Like, and that's the thing. Everyone's got to dance around the Christians, but nobody cares about the atheists. We can be offended all the livelong day. It's the fastest growing percentage of the population since 1990. But everyone just jams
have their own whole network.
At least the good thing, Bill, about it is at least you don't mock people when you're making an explanation. That's
what part of that did I mock? Play that back.
Christians.
Oh, my tone of voice.
I'm talking about your voice.
Well,
I don't know. I just think it's weird when you do something, apologize for it. Okay, we now realize that under God is a dirty word. That's what we found out.
Why didn't they just? It was the U.S. Open. Why didn't they just substitute under par?
Yeah,
no one would have
noticed it.
It was like 12. And what? Rory was like 12 shots under par. You're like, hey, that's this guy.
Yeah, I like it.
Pledging allegiance to Rory.
There you go. All right, we got to move on. Time for another break. And remember to check out the new podcast. There's a new one every day. Go ahead, you can keep moving that. To catch them, go to foxnewsradio.com. Don't be so shy. And click on Red Eye. Tonight we talked about people and things. So a dating site for beautiful men and women has dumped 30,000 members deemed too ugly. Last month, beautifulpeople.com was the victim of a cyber attack in which a virus disabled the software used to screen applicants, allowing an influx of ugly, pathetic people, which later had to be given the boot. Dan, I'm curious. Do you think you'd be accepted or dumped?
Oh, God. Which picture is it? Is it from 2011, or are we going back to a little 07 when it was a little more svelte?
Oh, you were svelte back then?
I think I would get denied.
Yeah?
Yeah. Too many of my pictures online are very hungover.
Yeah.
And I look scared like I was just arrested.
You got to do what I do and don't use a picture of yourself. Yeah, I'm basically a 17-year-old teen. Chris, is the site cruel, or does it have every right to kick out?
It has every right to kick out the uglies.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. You don't like ugly people, do you?
Ugly people are fine.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to go on a date with an ugly person.
That's nice.
So,
but I mean, it's going to deter me, sir. You are sadly mistaken. I think you're beautiful.
Imogen, you were saying in the green room that ugly people shouldn't even be allowed on the internet at all. Why would you say such a thing?
Well, I shouldn't be allowed on that site. It's absolutely dependent on which photo. If it's the photo that was taken by my gym the other day just after my workout for my membership card, wouldn't be allowed on the site. If it was my airbrush photo on Twitter, then absolutely maybe. So, it's the non-Photoshop photos that basically got chucked off the site.
Yeah. Bill, how did the site break the news to you?
I haven't gotten it yet because I haven't gone to the New York Public Library to look up my site.
Oh, really?
But I did start my own site called homelessandhorny.org, which I write on the side of an alley with chalk that you should come and check out. Yeah. I renew the site every couple hours or so.
It's an amazing website because you don't need a computer.
Here's what I've learned. do not update while on meth.
Yeah, that's true.
No vowels.
All right.
Did not use vowels last time.
Last topic, one of Hillary Clinton's former interns is now a porn star, Sammy Spades, on the right. Seen here in a photo obtained by TMZ, tells the website she worked for Hill in 2006 and planned on going into public office. Well, close enough. But a couple of years later, she ran into money problems, don't they all? And claims getting paid for sex was the best way to pay her bills. Imogen, isn't she right? Paying for sex is the best way to pay your bills, right?
I just think possibly lucky that she didn't meet Bill.
Yeah, that's true.
I met Bill the other day, though.
Oh, really?
I met Bill. Amazing.
Yeah.
No, I was very impressed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What time did you
I'm
leave?
sure he was impressed.
Yeah. Yeah. What time did you leave his
I was with
apartment?
my dad. It was very above board. But
Oh, there
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
I bet he was pissed.
You're quite cool.
Yeah, you know.
America's cool.
Above board, but below your neck.
Yes. Dan, is this a sad comment on America or an awesome comment on America? I can't make up my mind.
It makes me jealous that she can take care of her debt that quickly.
Men don't have that, do they?
So true.
No,
They don't.
I have looked into it.
Yes.
And it's just going to be good old-fashioned American elbow grease for this guy.
Yeah, you're going to have to actually get a job. It's terrible.
No.
Chris, is this a step down or step up for her?
It's just probably a step up.
Yeah.
From being Hillary Clinton's intern. By the way, I love the fact that you had to point out which one of those two was the porn star and which one was Hillary Clinton. That's like which one is the lima bean and which one is the watermelon. I mean,
That's true. Bill, you perform for wealthy older gentlemen to help pay your bills, so I guess you can relate.
Wealthy and distinguished older
Yes.
gentlemen, Greg,
Yes.
so I don't want to go into this any further. Strict confidentiality agreements. Although this is how simple guys are, because when we showed the first picture, I looked around like, ugh, I'm not buying that porn. But then when I saw her with the sexy reading glasses on, I'm like, I'm buying that porn.
Yeah.
That's as simple as we are. That is how we operate.
You didn't do your research on the show today like I did. And let me just say,
You took a lot of breaks, didn't you?
that debt's easily erased. She is quite
As are things on your person.
Yes.
All right, we'll close things out with the post-game wrap-up from TV's Andy Levy. And to see clips of recent shows, foxnews.com/redeye. Back to TV's Andy Levy for the post-game wrap-up.
Thanks, Greg.
You're welcome.
Okay. Imogen, something you want to say to your fans?
Yeah, well, they're not, well, fans, but just thank you so much for all the lovely messages when I had food poisoning the other day on Red Eye, and thank you to Bill for doing such a great job in the legs chair as me. In fact, I should probably retire now and just leave the leg chair to Bill.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
We had 2 teams of epilady masters go over my legs in the commercial break.
Chris, where are you going to be this weekend?
you can catch me in Pittsburgh, PA this weekend at Fatheads Bar and at PNC Park watching my amazing Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Boston Red Sox, celebrating my sister Lori Gilboy's birthday. Happy birthday, sis.
Well done.
Yeah,
You got everything in there.
I did.
Yeah, that's really good. Dan, where can people catch you?
I'll be at next week in Stand Up New York, and then July 4th at Caroline's on Broadway.
Look at you.
Thank you, Andy.
Andy, where can people see you tomorrow? Oh, thanks for asking, Andy. I really appreciate it. You are a delight. I will be on the Willis Report tomorrow between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Business Network. Oh, good for you, Andy. I always enjoy you on that. Why, thank you.
You know, that was one of the greatest interviews you've ever done.
Probably is. Well, I had a great subject.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, back to you, jerk.
That was completely unnecessary, but somehow highly accurate, because I am a jerk. Thank you, Andy. Special thanks to Imogen Lloyd-Webber. Bill, what are you waving?
It's my handkerchief.
All right.
I have an affectation.
Chris Barron, always a delight. Dan Soder, always a pleasure. That does it for me.